What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3 in Kappa mode. Last episode, we made ourselves the Draconic ball of Draconic Ballness. Yes, the energy ball. We made this thing over here, and we had a floaty. It was about, I think, 12 blocks lower, and I was trying to figure out how we're going to incorporate this with the base and make it look like it wasn't floaty or whatever. But honestly, after reading your guys' comments, I think we're just going to leave it floaty. I don't think it really matters that much. We could bring in these stabilizers a little bit so they're not like the maximum distance away from the energy ball. But for the most part, I don't think we're really going to be looking at it too much. It's kind of above our sight line, especially when we're down here working. Yeah, originally I wanted like the bottom of it to be level with these blocks here, like one block above. But yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's that close. We could also have put it like under here and just kind of like tucked it away. It's not really a big deal. Like we don't have to look at it. We've seen it many times before. It's not brand new or anything. But yeah, today's episode, I would like to look at getting power into this. Now, currently the power that we are using, we have two different sources of power. We have our big reactor here, which is pretty much exclusively providing power to our Spectre energy injectors. So everywhere we have the little wireless energy injector points, yep, that's where that power is coming from. I would like to get rid of this thing. And then we're also using our fission reactor over here from Nuclear Craft. This is providing power to pretty much everything else. Now, this was making a whole lot more power previous in a previous update. We were making, I think, like 2,000 K RF per tick, or it was something like that. So we're making over a million RF per tick anyway with this one reactor. Now we're only making 216,000 RF per tick. So it is significantly nerfed compared to what it was before, at least what I remember it being. So yeah, we need to scale up the amount of power that we're generating. So that either means that we need to activate all four of these reactors and have them all connected together. So then we'll be making roughly 900,000 RF per tick with four of these going, or find a different power source altogether. What I would like to do either way is get the power that we're generating into our energy ball and have the energy ball providing the power everywhere else. That way, like, we have one central location where all of our power is, and we can see if we're gaining or losing power. This energy ball can hold 9.22 E, which I think is 9.22 quintillion. It's a lot of power, guys. It's a lot of power. And I said, I think, yeah, that number right there is how much it is. That's a lot of commas. I'm just saying. Like, if you were trying to fill this thing up using 200,000 RF per tick, you would probably be playing the same pack for a year or two. I actually don't know the conversion, but it would take a very, very long time. What I would like to do is try and get some power into this. And I was looking, and there just so happens to be this machine blueprint called a super reactor. So this guy right here is a multi-block structure from Modular Machines, custom for this mod pack. It requires a whole lot of stuff in order to make it. But the thing is, if we look at the uses of this, it requires an Opinium core, which is EMC, stellar alloy EMC, pink plastic, not EMC, but we have that covered. Raw flesh, we got a bazillion of those. And then, of course, a taco. That provides the oomph for the reactor, apparently, I guess. I don't know. Only if it comes from Taco Bell. Anyway. So that's going to require some steak, lettuce, tortilla, cheese, cutting board, like all this stuff is like super easy. We just haven't done it yet. And then it also requires yellorium, lava, liquid corallium, deuterium, and nutrient distillation. All of these are really pretty simple to get. But here's the thing. If we look down here, the energy produced, this big number, it does that per tick. So in one tick, it makes this total, which is the same amount that this Dragon Ball holds. So all we gotta do is do this recipe once, and provided we can get all the power into this thing, boom, this thing is full. How silly is that? I would definitely want to do this. I don't know if we have everything to make, this reactor. I haven't looked at the entire parts list, but I feel like we should have everything. And if not, I want to work towards making this thing just so we can have all this power. We don't have to worry about constantly running our fission reactors and stuff. Yeah, I think this is much better. It does require a lot of stuff here. So yeah, I guess we're going to have to get prepared for all of that. But I think it is something that we will be able to do. All right. Well, first things first, in order to get power into this Dragon Ball, we need to have a way to insert power, and then also we're going to need a way to extract power. And it's done through the same little multi-block thing. You need some glass, and then I forget the other part, but it's a pretty simple thing. If we look at Draconic, and it's just a little square thingy. I'm sure I'll find it here in just a second. It's like this one, the energy pylon. Okay, yeah, not so bad. You get 2 of them per craft. We only need 2, one for in, one for out. So we only got to do this recipe once. So there is that guy. Awesome. Okay, so the way these energy pylons work is based on if it's above or below the Dragon Ball. Either way, if it's above, like the glass has to be closer to it. If it's below, the glass has to be closer to it, so it'd be above it. If this energy pylon is below, or it'd be below it if it's above, I believe. It doesn't really matter where you place it, just as long as they are within range, and I forget what the actual range is. We're just gonna set them over here on top of like this pylon. We'll put one on this side and one on the other side. Actually, I don't remember. Is it? I know I just got done saying, okay, so glass on top if it's above, glass on bottom if it's below. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. And we'll put one over here on this side. Like so. Okay, so you right click this thing. You right click the little orb thing. You can see we're changing from orange to blue. The arrows point in or point out. So yeah, as normal with modded Minecraft, orange is out. So that is our sending end, and that is our receiving end over there by default. Okay, so we have that all set up. Yeah, so I think the next thing we're gonna wanna do is to make this super reactor. So I think, yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put it. We might just set it up temporarily. Well, I guess we could actually set it up over here, but we're gonna need a way to get that power into the ball. And I don't know if any of our wireless transfer can handle 9 quintillion power at once. So we might end up using like the thermal expansion cryo stabilized flux ducts or something. These can do infinite RF per tick. No residual. Yeah, so it pretty much sends power from one end to another end as long as it's connected. So we might set up the super reactor here and just run a cable over to this guy. Well, I guess it would, yeah, to this guy. This is the input one. And see if we can just fill that thing up. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get the parts lists together. I'm going to see if we can actually make the super reactor. Super reactor. See if we can make this thing. Think we should be able to. But yeah, I'm going to get started on it. We'll be back. All right. So we should have everything in my inventory here to make this thing. At least everything that displays. If we look at the recipe here, I feel like it's going off the screen. I don't know if Nether Star Crux is the last item, but we should have everything else in here. So it's now time for us to find a home for this and put it down somewhere. Should we line it up with this thing? Maybe it's not worth doing that. Well, I don't know. We got space over here. How big is this thing? I didn't even look at this. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 9? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 by 9. Okay. Well, we need to figure that out. So we want 1, 2, 3. We want this to like be the start of it. 1, 2, 3. So this could be like one of the edges. So we want to go, was it 5 in? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be like our center point for this thing. Where is, it's on my hotbar. Cool. All right, so that would be the center. So it's not really going to line up with our immersive machines over there, but I'm not sure that really matters. So if that's the center, we go up 3 blocks and we can place the controller. 2, 3, and then the controller would go right here. Now I do believe if you go into this and you can click this, if you like click it on the controller, it'll show you like where all the blocks go. It's kind of a weird system how this works, but yeah, you get like an in-world guide, so you're not like having to scrounge around and try and figure out like where all these blocks are supposed to be placed. So anyway, yeah, so you just click it onto the controller, I believe. Maybe it doesn't work that way. Yeah, maybe this is an older version of the modular machine. In another playthrough that I'm doing, if you do this in-world thing and you click it on the controller, it aligns the graphics, or I guess the in-world hologram to like the position of the controller, but this appears to be like placing it right where I'm clicking on. So I guess if that's the case, then we're probably going to want something in place there. Let's grab ourselves some kind of a block. How about cobblestone? So we'll do this. Okay, so let me grab that again, this. And if I click it onto the cobblestone, if I can even find the cobblestone. Okay, so that centers the machine on that. Yeah, we want to move that over. Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm going to put this in place. I'm going to build this whole reactor up. Is that even right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we need to move that over 1 block. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this figured out. We'll be back. So yeah, the text for the amount of items that goes into this project did go off the screen. So one of the things I wasn't able to see was a Draconic, or the Awakened Draconium Crux. Yeah, so let's take a look at this. If we go into the machine blueprint and we hover over here, you can see the very bottom thing is Nether Star Crux. So what we can do is we can go to options, video settings, and we'll just bring this down to large. So everything gets a little smaller in the UI. So we click on here and there. Yeah. So Nether Star Crux followed by 4 blocks of Enderium, 1 Awakened Draconium Crux, and at the very bottom, 1 Infinity block. We're currently trying to make the singularities, to make the Infinity Catalyst, to make the Infinity Ingots, to turn into these blocks that we can spawn in and make our Tome of Knowledge, right? Yeah, so we can't even do this yet. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, well, here's what's going to happen. Let me put my GUI scale back to normal, or back to normal for what I use. So we have everything built up to this point except for the Infinity block. That's the one thing that we're missing. I still got a bunch of pieces in my inventory here that still has to go into this. So what I'm going to end up doing is building the rest of this. And then, yeah, we'll just remember that we'll have to go in here and insert the Infinity block, but I want to get the rest of this thing constructed. Anyway, that means that we cannot use this. We still have to use what we're currently doing for power to fill up our energy ball for now. But once we're able to make that Infinity block, we should be able to completely power that ball with the taco and the other stuff. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. All right, so let's go ahead and get our change of plan going here. So this is going to be the insert into our Dragon Ball. So I'll grab this guy, this Quantum Entangle Porter, and we're going to make a new channel. This is going to be called Power In. That's going into our Dragon Ball, right? So we will set that. Power In, public is fine. We're on, you know, we're only playing single player. Energy, so all size, we're going to be outputting auto eject on. So any power that power in gets is going to go into the ball, right? And then over here on the output, we're going to put another one of these. And this one we're going to call a power out. And we'll probably just delete this power channel. Or I guess we could rename it. It's fine. We're just going to make a new one. So power out, on the energy tab, we want output. No, we want input. We're inputting into, this is confusing. We're inputting into the Quantum Entangle Porter from this one, okay? So power out, we're inputting into it. So everything on the energy has to be set to input, and then auto eject on, off? I don't think that matters because that's just filling up the internal power of the Quantum Entangle Porter. Okay, I think that might be all we have to do as far as setting this up to send and receive. So now we need to get some other things going. So for instance, if we take the power from our big reactor here, we should be able to dump that into quantum. So we're gonna need like 2 more of these, I think. Anyway, so we'll grab this one, we'll place it here, and this is going to be set to power in, set, site config, energy, and we want everything to be set to an input. So like all the power this reactor is making should be going into the Dragon Ball. So yes, this thing is completely empty of power now. So it's going to be running full blast all the time, making 420,000 RF per tick, something like that. So if we come up to our Dragon Ball and we right click on here, we aren't getting any power for some reason. Why not? What's going on? I'm confused. So the internal power of the quantum entangled porter is getting power. This is set to power in, site config, energy. We're outputting, auto eject. Maybe it just can't auto eject into this directly. Okay, well, if that's the case, we can just put on like cryo stabilized or something like that. And that should work, I would imagine. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. We power in, site config, energy, we're outputting, auto ejecting on, and a zombie oh man, we're getting all sorts of mobs spawning over here. Okay, I need to figure out what's going on with this. Obviously, there's something a little wrong happening. And as far as this thing is concerned, yeah, we are missing the infinity block, and then the 2 blocks that go above it are these 2 machine vents. So when we do get around to doing it, it'll be very simple. Just to place that down there and put these on top of it, and we'll be good to go. Anyway, let me go ahead and figure out what's going on with this thing, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, so discovered the problem. Yeah, I was telling you this multi-block has to be the glass below if this thing is above the Dragon Ball. Yeah, that was the problem. So now we can see that this is inputting energy directly into it. Yeah. Whoops. So that means this other one over here needs to be adjusted as well. So that's pretty simple. I'm just going to move this quantum entangled porter, move it up, do this, set this to power out. Double click it, site config, energy input. Okay, so that's all correct. So now we just got to break this, break that, and just kind of like move them down one. So this will go here and that will go there. Right click this, and this will extract power out when we need it, right? So now that's got power. This should have power inside, or should be gaining some. Maybe. I'm not sure where all of our power's going. Is this still... I'm confused. We should be seeing power in here. We're sending power in. That has no power. The power is going into here. We're sending power out into this one. This one looks like it's full, but I'm not sure where all the power is going. We should be seeing some building up in here. Let me turn this off for a moment. Okay, now we're storing power. Yeah, I'm not sure where all that power was going that we're sending this way. But it's like draining all of it instantly? This isn't even hooked up to anything, right? I'm not sure where all that power is going. Okay, well, again, I'm going to go ahead and see what I have done wrong here or what's going on, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so it looks like the problem is with the mechanism quantum entangled porters. For whatever reason, when I attach them to the Dragon Ball, all of the power that's in there goes directly into it, and then like it keeps accepting power over and over and just deleting all of the power in the system. So I have swapped off of these quantum entangled porters. I think that's the last one actually. And now we're using the dimensional transceiver from Ender.io, and everything seems to be working correctly. So this is receiving power. It's sending it over into the ball. You can see we are gaining power, and the ball is sending the power to the other one over here. So same kind of a deal. Yeah, you can see that's flashing around a little bit. I think this might have some kind of a transfer limit or something along those lines. I have like the best capacitor in there. I believe that you can put in there. It's the one with the highest EMC. So I assume the stellar capacitor is the best one. We might even be able to surround this with multiple of these dimensional transceivers all sending on the same channel to increase the amount of power that we can send through this. I'm not actually sure how that all works. I also moved our Spectre energy injector from downstairs up to here. So pretty much all the power that we're generating is now going into the ball, and all the power that we're using is coming out of the ball and then out through this thing. I have gone around pretty much to everywhere that I can see. I probably missed a couple of places, but I have swapped out every single Spectre and energy injector with the dimensional transceiver. Yep, they all have the stellar capacitor in there. So hopefully, if I have done everything correctly, these are all of the Spectre energy things that we've been using, and we don't need those anymore. I guess we could tell for sure if I have collected them all by breaking this guy and moving it somewhere else and seeing if the internal power goes down. So I think that's what I want to do just for my own sanity, to see if I have in fact collected all of them. And I have obviously missed one somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. Is there a way to find out? It's obviously still using power. But where it is, I haven't a clue. Maybe it's in another dimension? Have we like set up something in another dimension where it's using it? I don't know. So yeah, I've gone around everywhere that there was Spectre energy injectors, and I have removed them and replaced them with these dimensional transceivers. There was quite a few of them. Sneaky places, like this is being powered, or it was being powered by one. The power is underneath. This was being powered by those as well. A lot of these machines over here, in order to get power to these, we were using Spectre energy injectors going onto like a capacitor bank, and that was powering all these things, since you can't put the Spectre coil onto the conduit itself. Yeah, anyway, I thought I got like all of them. There's obviously another one still being sneaky somewhere, and I haven't a clue where that somewhere is. Well, I'll keep looking around here. I would like to completely get rid of them and just move over to these guys 100%, but that's going to have to wait for another time. Now, anyway, with all the power that we're using and all the power that we're generating, we're only gaining 42,000 RF per tick. That's with our big reactor, our extreme reactor going full tilt, and with our fusion reactor, the one that we have going maximum, right? So all the power is coming out of this guy. Yeah, we have no internal power here, and all the power should be coming out of this guy as well. No internal power here. Yeah, 424,000 RF per tick. So yeah, we need to get these other guys going the same way. I don't know if we need like any of these recipes down here anymore. So I think what we're going to end up doing, I'm going to do the same thing like I did over here. We're going to put a crafting card in there, and I'll put a stack of these LEU 235s to be provided, right? So we'll have that here, this here, and this here. So all of these should be going, we'll make 4 times the amount of power that this one's making. Now here's another thing, like there is better fuel that we can use. If we look at nuclear craft fuel, we have all of these different types of fuels that we can use, and some of these are way better. So like for instance, this one, well actually let's take a look. The LEU 23, are we doing 233? 235. This one does 36,000 RF per tick as the base power, but it generates 200 heat per tick. If we look at one of these other ones, this one does 56,700, does 260 heat per tick. 260 heat per tick. Did I say 1,000? Anyway, 260 heat per tick. This one does 162,000. Anyway, there's like some really good ones, but then we'd have to like completely change our reactors to dissipate all of that heat. Otherwise, all the internal components will turn into lava, and that's not good, right? So I think it's just simplest for us to just continue using this stuff. This is very easy for us to get, and we can just scale these up like we're doing here. So we're gonna set this one on the red channel, extract. This will be insert on red. Okay, extract always active. So this should start getting that fuel. It'll start processing it. And then we just need to connect, I guess, another dimensional transceiver over here. So this thing will start sending power into it. I guess we want to move this to here, which should still allow this thing to process, right? Yeah, it's still processing here. And then I think we can put a dimensional transceiver right on here and just tell it to ignore redstone signal, always active. This guy goes here. Energy, we want power in, and we want to send. So all the power that we're getting, we're just sending directly into the system. So with just that one setup there, we should be seeing a lot more power coming in. Yeah, so this is much better. So we're gaining power a lot faster than what we were doing before. Let me get the other ones hooked up the same way. Okay, so that's kind of interesting what just happened there. It seems like for whatever reason, when our energy core gets above 2.1 GRF, I guess 2.1 billion RF, it just deletes all the power inside of it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I did see there was a bug, and I think that might have been the same thing that was happening with the mechanism ones. Maybe these are just like being able to receive too much power, they see too much power and then they delete it all. Or maybe it's a Spectre energy injector that's having a problem. I'm actually not sure. Well, you know what? We could get rid of this guy and we could like move that somewhere else. I don't know if that's the problem. But yeah, I definitely want to keep my eye on this. I don't want to just be making all that power and then immediately deleting it. Yeah, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. What do I think? Where do I want to put this? I guess we could put it on top of this one that's this one's receiving. So we put it here, that'll keep power in it. So if that is not attached to the Dragon Ball, and the only thing that is attached is just this dimensional transceiver, I guess that would mean that it's Ender IO that's causing the problem with this particular setup. Yeah, anyway, these are all the vibrant capacitor banks and stuff that I grabbed from all around, and I emptied all the power because I didn't want to waste it all, but apparently that doesn't matter since we're still wasting it all once we go above 2.1 G. So I'm going to keep my eye on this and see if that resets again. Hopefully it doesn't. Well, clearly we have more than 2.1 GRFs in our Dragon Ball now, so it looks like it was the Spectre energy injector, well, the energy storage thingy, that was the problem. Yep, the Ender IO dimensional transceiver seem to be working just fine, and we are now gaining and not losing and wasting all of that power, which is fantastic. Okay, yeah, so moving the Spectre energy injector onto a dimensional transceiver instead of directly onto the Dragon Ball solved our problem. And this guy's right here, just being happy, sending power to whatever the one thing is somewhere that we are still powering using that. I did end up at some point in this episode upgrading the CPUs we have here. Yeah, our coprocessors and the crafting storage are all EMC-able, so I just went ahead and was like, all right, we still only had 6 processors here, so I added in the other 2 that we never set back up. The bottom row is all 64K, so 64 times 9 per processor. So like we can pretty much craft any recipe now, and then we have 18 coprocessors per CPU. So yeah, lots of crafting potential here, which is great. I think the one thing that we might end up doing at some point is just getting rid of this whole big reactor. I'm not actually sure if we are going to get rid of it or not. I mean, it is producing 400,000 RF per tick, and these guys are producing 200,000. So it's essentially like 2 of these, but it takes up so much space. I don't know. We could probably squeeze out more power out of these guys if we made them bigger. You can make these things bigger than just like the one layer, like we have this. So that might be something that we do in the future as well. But anyway, aside from all the power nonsense that we've gone through in this episode, maybe we should revisit this guy over here. We were making coal singularities, right? Well, I'm happy to report we have 64 in our quantum compressor here that still has 0 FE for some reason. And this one next to it, okay, actually now I'm concerned. Why is that 0 FE? This should be outputting power. I guess it's still outputting, but why is that one receive on the power out? I don't know. Maybe it's a visual bug. Maybe it actually has power until it updates. It's just going to show it doesn't. Ooh, shooting star. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It might just be a visual bug. But let's go back to our ultimate singularity. The next one is iron, lapis, then redstone. So iron, lapis, and redstone. I think it is time that we get some of these guys going here. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. We want a stack of all of these. Otherwise, it's going to go really slow because it can only output one item at a time. Iron. Okay, now we can do it. So, iron, lapis, and redstone. Okay, so I want to see, are these things working? Empty. Wait, what? Okay. Is it iron ingots for the iron singularity? No. Block of iron, ultimate catalyst. So, am I missing something? This is not working, and I am very confused. Why? Go back one more time. So this should be taking 9001 in the quantum compressor, iron blocks, ultimate catalyst with power. But this one isn't working. Break and replace maybe? Are these working over here? So lapis, that made a lapis singularity. Redstone, this is making redstone singularities. Singularity. Yeah, it is definitely not making the iron for some reason. Okay, well, maybe I'm gonna have to break and replace that particular one, or maybe this recipe is broken. It would seem breaking and replacing got it to work, so there's our iron singularity. I'm not sure why that was having a problem before. If there was something else in there, it would have shown that, but it was saying that it was empty, right? Well, anyway, break, replace, got it going. It is now working, which is great. What else do we have here? So glowstone, gold, diamond, glowstone, gold, and diamond. Let me just verify. Is it diamond block? Yeah, okay. So we should be good here. So glowstone, gold, and diamond. Whew, okay. So it looks like things are working. We're making singularities. We should see a bunch of them appear here. Oh, that's looking pretty good, guys. That's looking pretty good. All right, so it looks like our setup here is going to work. The only thing I'm concerned about is our EMC amount, because we're making all those items out of EMC, right? So this number we're going to be seeing going down. We do have 6.3 trillion EMC, but as that's not even a full row of those. Remember, we're going to do this 9 times more. There's 81 of these in total. Yeah, and not all of the items have EMC. So I think the next step is I am going to go through this list, just put in everything that we can, drain all of our EMC, and start making, I guess, 2 stacks worth of singularities. One that's contained inside the block itself, and the one that's being put into the single chest, or I guess the mini chest down below. Well, anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap the episode up here for today. We got our power situation finally figured out. Yeah, it took way longer than it should have to get that going. But yeah, we figured it out, and we've got some more singularities on the way. Again, I'm going to try and... game. I'm going to try and get a few of those going so we can have pretty much all of our singularities up and running. There are a few singularities that I know that we cannot EMC, so that's something that we're going to have to work on in the future. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.